You're tuned in to Nerd Overload, your weekly show for video games, movies, TV shows, comics, tech news, and more. Now your hosts, Cody Pennick, Samantha Cross, Sam Dunham, and Josh Harrison.
Hey everybody, welcome to Nerd Overload, the pop and geek culture show that washes its tuchus with sand, and we're not even on Arrakis. I'm Cody, and I have survived the Gom Jafar.
I'm Sam, and the spice must flow.
And I'm Anakin Skywalker, and I don't like sand.
We have a great show for you this week. A bunch of news to go over. But first, let's talk about some things we have been checking out.
Check it out!
McConkey.
He was on Arrakis, right?
Oh yeah. I was wondering what Dune reference you were going to pull since we took the easy one.
Yeah.
And you took it in a different direction, and that was good.
Yeah.
I have barely any kind of connection with Dune. I watched the original movie a long time ago, and I barely remember anything from it.
Well, I watched the new movie
So did I.
the other day.
Yeah.
And I liked it.
I you know what? I did too. I'm glad they decided to split it into two parts because there is just so much stuff in this first one. And it's almost too much stuff. Like Jordan and I were talking, we think they should have had like a little pamphlet of like a mini dictionary of what some of these things are that they're talking about.
Just a big Star Wars text scroll at the beginning to get you caught up.
I mean, that would kind of help. I mean, I do kind of like that they just kind of throw you into this world. It's like, okay, you're going to figure it out or you're not. We're going to throw a bunch of weird words at you.
You don't have that little appendix like in older books?
Right, yeah.
Or the little map at the beginning?
The weird thing is, it stopped about exactly where I have read to.
Oh, really?
In the book.
Oh, so the second movie is going to be a big surprise to you. Or you're going to read the second half of the book. I don't know.
Yeah, one of the two. I don't know. I would probably read the book because I did like the movie.
Yeah.
The rest of the book.
Yeah, I like the movie as well. I think everyone in the movie did a really good job with it. You know, for as much as they were hyping up Zendaya, she was barely in it.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah, just a lot of dream sequences and 5 minutes toward the end.
Almost no dialogue.
Yeah.
But no, it's
But she did a good job as a mysterious sand waif girl.
Yes, yeah, definitely did a good job there. I liked their interpretation of the blue eyes from the being exposure to the spice instead of just being like, oh, you have blue eyes. No, like the whites of the eyes are also blue.
Oh, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm just thinking of the old
the
David Lynch movie where they cut corners because they had to.
In the book, that it says the whites are blue.
Oh, really? Okay. I think the
actually,
yeah. I think the effects and the setting, like the
all the production and design stuff,
that looked
so
really
good.
really good.
Yeah, so many cool spacesuits and
the ships. I really like the Dragonfly ships.
Yeah,
those are really neat.
A lot of people walking in the desert with a big long cape blowing in the wind, and that just looks cool every time you do it.
Every single time.
I mean, it must be really cheap to shoot in the desert.
Yeah. The worms were cool. There's some cool worms.
It's a cool interpretation of the worm with all the teeth and stuff. That was neat. There was one bit in which Baron Harkonnen floated up to the ceiling and he looked like he had a big long tail, and Jordan started laughing out loud in the theater because it was so goofy looking.
He cast spider climb and he went up to the ceiling.
Well, no, that was funny too, but the first time you see him like be really
he
tall,
just,
he just very slowly rises up, and she just started dying laughing right there in the theater.
It's kind of weird.
It's weird and funny. Like, yeah, you're not expecting a big floaty tall man.
He wasn't gross enough. He's supposed to be like a big, fat, hedonistically gross guy, and he was just kind of that.
He was kind of that.
They could have went further.
Yeah.
Added the gross.
Yeah.
But overall, I think I thought Dune was really good. Looking forward to the second half. Timothée Chalamet, is that how you pronounce his name? Yeah.
Timothy Chevrolet's.
Yes. Come on down. Buy your
Come
cars.
on down to Timothy Chevrolet. I got Dunes and Dodges.
Where the deals must flow.
Where the deals must flow. Yes. Perfect. Yeah, I think he did a really good job. And I think it's interesting that they took him. And I mean, this is probably from the book. Again, I'm basing everything off of the David Lynch movie, but they took the character. He's not like action star man, kind of like they tried to do with Kyle MacLachlan from the David Lynch movie, where Timothy Chalamet is this little skinny nerdy waifish kid that really isn't good at much of anything. He's really not. He's kind of getting by on being the son of the Duke or whatever.
I mean, his mom's training him in magic Jedi powers, but he's not
good at it.
100% getting it yet.
Yeah, he's not good at that. He's not real good at fighting. He's a stiff breeze could knock him over.
The same breeze that blows those capes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you just see him pick up like a kite, just up into the sky. Whoops.
I didn't realize Up was a spinoff.
Kyle MacLachlan is a great actor, and I like him, but he was not the right pick.
He was
for
not.
Paul Atreides. No, he's supposed to be a kid.
Yeah. Well, they were trying to mimic Star Wars.
Yeah,
but yeah,
and Dune is not Star Wars.
No, it's definitely not.
Star Wars picked its bones for all of the things in it that was accessible to the man on the street.
Yeah. That's one thing I will say about this movie. It is not user friendly.
No,
it's not especially accessible if you're not paying attention to it.
Yeah, I don't know how I would feel if I hadn't read as much of the book as I did, because it's fairly vague.
Mm-hmm. I kind of expected the pain box to be bigger.
Yeah,
like stick your arm in this pain box.
It wasn't even a full toaster.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, sorry. I just thought about that scene in The Mummy Returns when the guy sticks his hand in the thing.
Oh, yeah.
It just tears all his flesh off.
Yeah. No, this just made him feel pain. And also the Gom Jabbar.
Yeah. I thought it would feel... the only thing I was really worried about going into it is that it would feel too long. But it didn't. I didn't think it did.
I think it cut exactly where it needed to, because even 5 minutes longer and it would have felt too long.
Yeah.
It was exactly the length that it needed to be. And they cut at a pretty interesting spot. Now, I will say, when the second movie, when they released both to like home media, there's going to be a version where they splice both movies together and add a couple of ancillary scenes.
Yeah.
I'll be very interested to see that.
They should give it the Lord of the Rings extended cut treatment.
I'm really hoping that's what they do with it. Yeah. Because I imagine, even with as much as they put into the films, I imagine they still cut things out from the book, because Dune has historically been said it's the unfilmable book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very long in the tooth.
And they did it, at least half of it.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Dune and stuff like that, I know this we're not in the news section yet, but did you hear about Taika Waititi is directing a adaptation of the graphic novel, the Incal, from
yes,
that was in Heavy Metal? A lot of that was written by Alejandro Jodorowsky, and a lot of what the Incal is based off of his version, his unused script for his version of Dune, because he was going to direct this really trippy out there
Dune that he never actually even read.
He never read Dune. He just
what he thought it was by looking at it, I guess.
Yeah. So, and he eventually adapted it into the Incal, which with art by Mobius, who may or may not have been ripped off for The Fifth Element. There's a whole back and forth whether or not it was an homage or some elements were kind of lovingly lifted for The Fifth Element, or if it was just stolen wholesale. But it means we're getting a Taika Waititi version of The Fifth Element, kind of, with some Dune-esque elements thrown in for good measure.
I'll take that.
That's cool.
I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah.
Taika Waititi multi-pass.
And I also saw Eternals.
Oh, yeah.
Like, literally yesterday.
Yeah, how was the Eternals?
It was okay.
Yeah.
It's not one of the better MCU movies.
It never was going to be.
No, it did feel too long.
Okay.
It's like, I literally one day saw Dune, next day I saw the Eternals.
Oh, nice.
Dune was better. It does start with a text crawl like Star Wars, and it feels completely unnecessary.
Oh, really?
Because they retread every point that the text crawl makes, so I don't know why they bothered. The characters are neat. They have neat powers. The storyline tries to do a lot, spiritually. It's on a whole larger level than the other movies, but
right.
It just doesn't come together as well.
Yeah, there's, I haven't seen it yet, and I need to. I want to. I'm actually way behind. I was kind of thinking about it the other day. I'm way behind on my Marvel stuff. Like,
me too.
Post WandaVision, I really haven't.
Me either.
Caught up.
I haven't watched Loki. I haven't watched Falcon and Winter Soldier. I haven't watched What If.
I haven't even watched Shang-Chi.
Oh, I haven't watched that one either.
Although that's on Disney Plus now.
Oh, is it?
So
It's good.
It's very, very good.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear. And I wanted to see it in theater. It's one of those things. I don't know. Maybe it's comic book fatigue, but like, I just haven't had the drive to sit down and watch this stuff. And the same thing with the Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm not feeling the drive that I used to. I don't have to go out for opening weekend and see this stuff like I did
I'm stoked
a couple
about
5 years ago.
Spider-Man.
I mean, it's going to be a good movie and it's going to be neat, but like right now I just don't feel that to go and see it,
I don't know. Spidey's my boy. I mean,
Yeah.
I always make time for Peter and friends.
For Peter.
I don't know. I think maybe it's just an larger superhero movie fatigue that
I
I'm
get it.
feeling.
I mean, we were just ham-fisted for a decade.
Yeah. It's weird. It's like in my brain, the Infinity Saga with, Endgame and everything, that in my brain felt like, okay,
The end.
that's the end.
It's time to rest.
Yeah, we're done.
We could take a break. We can all exhale. It's done. And now
I still haven't watched Black Widow.
See, Black Widow's fine.
Black Widow was good, yeah.
Yeah. The disconnect. I think we said this on our review of Black Widow. The disconnect between the action scenes and the talkie scenes, and they feel like two different movies. But that's because they were filmed by two completely different people. But that's neither here nor there. No, the Eternals. That one was never going to do very well.
It's a bunch of characters that virtually no one knows about.
They are even less well known than the Guardians. And I mean, people didn't know who the Guardians of the Galaxy were when that movie came out, and it did really well. But the Eternals are a higher concept.
And not as interesting characters as
No,
the
they're
Guardians.
not. They're definitely not. And it was very clear when they announced this movie that Marvel wanted to do an X-Men movie, or are testing the waters for an X-Men movie or something.
Yeah.
But they didn't have the rights to X-Men at the time, so they're like, okay, superpowered team, all bands together, saves the world from a threat. Okay, what do we got? We screwed up the Inhumans
So bad.
badly. So okay, well, I guess we can do Space X-Men from Saturn or something.
Even though in the current comics the X-Men are in space.
Well, sure. When are they not? There's always always at least a couple of them floating around there.
Yeah, but they actually live in space now. Like they have their own little X-Men planet now.
Oh, are they doing Asteroid M again?
No, I don't know. It's a weird thing. Like it's the whole thing now. Like they have some kind of mutant that can open portals, and so like their home now is on like another planet or something.
There's always a bunch of X-Men that can open portals.
I know.
Is it Lila Cheney or
No,
is
it's
it
some kind of plant-based thing?
Is it Man Thing?
No.
Do they have access to the
giant-sized man thing?
The giant-sized man thing? Yes. The nexus of all realities.
I think we downloaded the wrong Marvel movie.
That movie is terrible, by the way. Man Thing? Marvel made a straight to Sci-Fi Channel original Man Thing movie this was around the time that they made Blade, so this was pre-MCU, and that movie was hot garbage. Oh, it was very bad.
Eternals wasn't that bad.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I mean, I like a lot of the characters I liked. Angelina Jolie's character was cool.
Okay, cool.
I
was concerned about Angelina Jolie maybe not putting forth quite that good of a performance because
her performance level fits the character that she's playing.
Gotcha.
I'll put it that way.
Okay, sounds good. Makes sense.
Kumail's character was cool.
All right.
Except for in the when it gets toward the end and they're getting up to the big battle, his character just kind of goes, "I don't agree with this. Bye."
Oh,
and
weird.
Then he's gone.
And he just
And
leaves?
then he doesn't show up
just
until
pieces
the
out?
very end.
Oh, wow.
It's like they wanted to kill him off. Then they decided, no, Kumail is worth more than this as an actor, and we need to keep him around.
Kumail got too buff for this role.
Yeah. So we'll just make him peace out for the last fight and just not be there.
Weird. Oh, that's weird.
It was really weird.
Huh. I mean, I guess I can see if the writer was going like, okay, well, not everyone's always going to band together and do the right thing. Some people are just going to be like, I just don't
care.
Yeah.
just backing off.
Yeah, I'm trying to explain this using at least spoilers as possible.
Gotcha. Okay.
But there's one member of the group that says, no, we shouldn't do this. And then Kumail's character, Kingo, is like, well, I agree with that guy, so I'm going to peace out.
Oh. Huh.
It's really weird.
Yeah. Now, let me ask this. Does it feel like they used this, they were using this movie as a means to just set up the next big overarching bad guy for
yeah.
That is the main thrust of this.
They're setting up Galactus for sure.
Okay.
Because they're talking about the Celestials. They're showing other Celestials.
Okay.
They're explaining what those are so Galactus can show up. I'm almost 99.9% sure.
Gotcha. So when a giant purple man from space shows up to eat your world, people aren't going to go, well, what?
Wait, what?
What? That's weird. Okay.
Heralded by a Terminator T-1000 on a surfboard.
Silver nude man.
So if they're doing Celestials in this, I bet I know the plot of this already.
I mean, they did talk a lot about Celestials in Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah. Well, Nowhere, the planet is the head of a hollowed out Celestial.
Yeah, and Ego himself.
Does this movie have to do with eggs? And I mean this in a very specific way.
Yes.
Okay, I know the exact plot of this movie then. Cool. All right. Well, then I don't have to see it. Great. No, I'll go see it. I'll still go see it.
Way to go, Sherlock.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you waited until it was on Disney Plus, you wouldn't be missing out on a whole lot.
So even with the effects and stuff, you don't need to see it on a big screen or anything.
No.
All right. Okay, cool. Maybe I will wait until the next one for this one then.
I mean, if I didn't feel so invested in the MCU and wanting to know like where they're going and how does this movie connect to it, I wouldn't have saw this.
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't have went to the theater, and I question whether I would have even watched it at all. But yeah, it was a passable film, and definitely one of the lower tier MCU. I was
gonna say like lower third, probably. Yeah. Okay.
So down there with like Iron Man 3,
Iron Man 3, Thor 1, Thor 2.
I mean, you gotta give it credit for trying to be different, I guess. But
yeah,
that doesn't always work.
Yeah.
The Incredible Hulk.
I'm glad Marvel is trying different things. I'm really glad they're trying different things. Like Shang-Chi sounds like it was they tried something different there. They're trying something different here. I don't know. They got to walk that fine line between something different but not
too different.
The main focus of the team too, Cersei, I think her name is. She was super bland and uninteresting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a shame because this is her second role in the MCU too. Because she was in Captain Marvel. She was one of the Kree soldiers.
She was the
Gemma Chan is.
She was the Kree
name.
sniper. Yeah, she was that Kree sniper.
Yeah.
All right. Thought I remember reading about that.
There's like almost nothing interesting about her. Power's cool. She can change matter into different forms, but there's nothing interesting about her whatsoever.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Well, were there any characters from the team that you did like? Like, I know you mentioned Kumail.
Yeah, he was good.
Or Kingo or Congo or...
Kingo.
He owns that character's Bollywood movie poster now.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Nice.
He was good. Like I said, I liked Athena, Angelina Jolie's character, and I liked Gilgamesh, even though he was just a big punch guy.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's just cool to have a big punch guy.
Big punch guy, sure.
Icarus was just Superman, but kind of a jerk.
Okay.
The one guy there's one of them that can hypnotize people. He just seems like he was kicked out of the Umbrella Academy for being too boring.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just nothing that interesting. Like their powers are stuff you've seen other superheroes do before.
Oh, gotcha.
And the only one that had any like fun character to them was Kumail's guy.
Oh.
And he's just doing Kumail's stick, like shtick,
Yeah, he's
like being an affable, funny guy.
Yeah. Huh.
I don't know. I'm making it sound worse than it is, but
I mean, you also got to be realistic about it. You know, you can't go in there and it's like, oh yeah, this is the greatest thing since, you know, the Winter Soldier, which is top tier Marvel. Mm-hmm. I watched Netflix's Inside Job.
It's good.
That whole series.
Oh, yeah. We mentioned that last time we did a show.
Yeah. I liked it. It was fun. You know, got all your adult comedy jokes in there.
But it's animated well, also.
Oh yeah.
They actually like move around and stuff.
Yep. Very expressive stuff like that. And then the whole like, I think my favorite episode of the whole thing was the Lizard Man, like
the Lizard People,
the Lizard People Awards or whatever. And like, there's a lot of good jokes, and I think I laughed really hard at the Mark Zuckerberg one.
Because of course he's a lizard person.
Of course, yes. Of
And
course.
he like looks like he did in those congressional hearings where he just didn't look like a person. Mm-hmm. Oh, that was fun. What else have I done?
They do some interesting story stuff in the last two episodes.
Oh yeah,
too. Like it rolls together into a continuing story by the end.
Oh, nice.
And it leaves it in a very interesting place where you want to know what's happening next. So hopefully Netflix picks it up for a second season.
Yeah, it's like it's like I said this off mic before. It's kind of like Rick and Morty, but
Did someone turn into a pickle?
oh no.
Funniest thing I've ever seen.
I mean, there is a mushroom guy with tentacles. There's a lot of really gross jokes with him all
But
the time.
he's from the Hollow Earth.
Oh
yeah,
God.
he's from the
Okay.
Hollow Earth.
Yeah, all right. We should probably say what Inside...
Oh yeah,
what is
Inside
this?
Job is if there was a government agency that was part of the secret cabal that runs the entire world or whatever.
Yeah, this is that company. It's
They're one of those companies.
Yeah, it's a company called Cognito Inc., who is part of the shadow government that actually controls the world. And
Okay, so it's like all of the conspiracy theories all kind of rolled into...
Oh yeah,
yeah,
but their biggest
Okay.
competitor is the Illuminati.
yeah,
Oh, really?
And Oprah's the head of the Illuminati.
and they all answer to a big
Secret group called the Robes.
yeah.
And they're just black robed figures with gold masks.
Nice.
But yeah, like the general characters, like you have this girl Riley, or not Reagan.
Reagan Ridley.
Yeah, she her dad helped start the company way back in the day, and she's like this kind of like prodigy, like child genius. I mean, she's not a child, but she has no social.
Yeah, she has no social skills and like is kind of like an on the spectrum kind of character. It's actually written in a pretty good way.
Oh, interesting.
And you don't see a lot of female characters that are like this.
No, yeah. Not typically. Huh, cool.
Like the first episode, she's building up to get a promotion, and her pet project for this promotion was she built a robot replica of the U.S. president they could control. Because the actual U.S. president was too dumb to control.
Oh, jeez.
And that robot is a reoccurring character.
Oh, nice.
Spoiler alert, he gains AI sentience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she is like a mad scientist character, but also her heart is in the right place. but it's a constant battle for her, like, not to turn into her deadbeat father.
Gotcha.
Who's a very, like, Rick style character.
Rick, sure. Yeah.
Like he is really super smart, but he's not like, I don't know. It's hard to explain him. He's like Hobo Rick.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's like Hobo Rick.
He's like a Rick that the show doesn't try to make you think is the coolest person in the room.
Oh, gotcha.
Because he sucks.
Yep.
Yeah, he's just a tool. He's beginning to end. He's a tool. There's a military man dolphin.
Who seems like a character that would be in Futurama.
Kind of.
I don't know why I get this feeling. I guess, is he Joe DiMaggio? Is he voiced by Joe DiMaggio?
I don't know. I'd have to
Or
look it
John
up.
DiMaggio.
Or John DiMaggio. Joe DiMaggio is a baseball player, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, John
Was.
DiMaggio. I think he might be voiced by John DiMaggio, and maybe that's what gives him such a
Maybe.
Futurama feel
Yeah.
to me.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's like this guy. His last name was Dolphin, but it's spelled
Dolphman.
Dolphin. It's spelled funny. But they keep flip-flopping on whether he was a dolphin given man DNA or a man given dolphin DNA. But he's basically like the whole, like, America gun,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
fetish kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's a doctor who his whole job is to basically create every drug on the planet and do every drug on the planet.
Yeah, and do questionable surgeries.
Oh, it sounds like Krieger from
Archer?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then there's Mike, the mushroom guy, who is kind of thing is like he can read minds. And also he secretes some kind of thing they use for like mind wiping serums or whatever.
He honestly, him and the doctor could have been the same character.
Oh, really?
They're very similar characters.
But they also, in the show, they hang out together all the
Yeah.
time.
Ah, gotcha.
And then there's this woman who is like the head of like social media manipulation.
Of course there is.
And she seemed underused to me. I kind of wish they would have did more with her.
Yeah, she's always this kind of there for like the other female character / joke kind of thing. Oh, and then there's the guy they hire to help Ridley or Reagan run the team is this guy straight out of a frat house. Like he's
a super yes man.
He's a super yes man, personable kind of guy.
He wants everybody, like, he has to have everyone like him in the room, or or he gets bent out of shape. Like,
Well, it's not so much he gets bent out of shape. He has like a panic attack.
yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Well, hey, listen, we got to take a break here, but when we come back, we'll get into a little bit of news.
A lot of bit of Disney news.
This is Gail Martin.
Hi, this is Carol Kelly. We'd like to invite you to join us for our gardening and outdoors show here on WZMO. We talk about observations and insights about what's happening from week to week with plants and animals in the woods and fields around us, as well as what's going on in the garden.
In the Green Outdoors airs Saturdays and Mondays at about 9:30 a.m. right after the second cup. We hope you'll join us.
Hello, I'm Greg Dunham, the host of Long Play here on WZMO. I just wanted to take a minute to assure our many fans and listeners that my staff and I take our job seriously here at WZMO. We will always strive to bring only the highest quality audio entertainment to you and yours. Who am I kidding? We just grab whatever album's on top of the stack. Join us every Friday at 11 p.m. and Saturday at 3 p.m. for Long Play. Tune in to see what we've come up with this week. Catch us every weekend right here on WZMO.
Hey, we're back. That was the ad portion of the show where you hear about ads for other great shows on the network.
On WZMO.
Yes.
Yeah, so anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and get into some news. You did such a good job coming back from the break. I thought I would give you the So Tasty clip.
The Monster Hunter So Tasty.
Yes.
I haven't played that in so long, and that DLC that they're going to do looks cool.
It looks really good, yeah. But anyway, we're going to talk about some news. So we have the majority of our news is going to be Disney Plus related. They had a big release of a bunch of their stuff. They called it Disney Plus Day. I think it's it's been a year since Disney Plus.
Two.
I
feel like
Is it
2?
2? Okay. Might be 2. But yeah, they did a big trailer with a bunch of their stuff. So that's going to be the majority of our news. But we're going to get into some non-Disney Plus stuff first, and then round out the show with the Disney. So yeah, where do we want to start with our news?
Y'all seen those Rob Zombie monsters?
Kinda, yeah. I've seen a couple of things. I've seen shots of the three main actors sitting in their chairs
In makeup.
partial makeup at least, and the logo for the movie and stuff.
They look like Munsters.
They do look like the Munsters. I'm still a little maybe not concerned, because I mean, who's really concerned about the Munsters in this day and age, honestly? But I'm curious as of the tone of this film.
Yeah, it is Rob Zombie, so it's like,
Yeah.
That and the Munsters were not weird.
They weren't. The joke was they were completely normal, but because they looked weird,
they happen to be monsters.
but they were just normal people.
Yeah.
Versus like the Addams Family that look like normal people but are really weird.
No, they look
Well,
weird.
they look weird too.
They look weird and they act weird, but they don't know that it's weird.
And if they know, they don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
The Munsters are Herman's a big doofus and Grandpa's conniving and
Lily Munster's the mom.
no, Lily? No.
Lily.
I thought Lily Munster was the niece that looked
No,
like
that's
a human.
Marilyn.
That's Marilyn. Yeah, you're right.
Lily Munster's the regular homekeeper that just happens to look like a vampire lady.
Yeah. So
And their son's a werewolf.
yeah. Well, Lily Munster's brother was a werewolf as well.
Okay.
That's what. Yeah.
So recessive gene. Got it.
Yep, that's right. So yeah, I'm just kind of curious what the tone of this film's going to be, because if it's going to be like, I don't know,
A horror movie?
Yeah.
House of a Thousand Corpses, House of a Thousand Monsters.
I mean, they do have that dragon that lives under the stairs.
True.
Yeah.
I like the mustache that they gave Grandpa. It looks
That
cool.
was a nice touch.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all here for fashionable facial hairstyles.
Yep.
And the Rob Zombie cover of the theme song is going to be a banger.
It's gonna rock. That's true. That's very true. If he hasn't done one already, it feels like he's done a cover of this already.
Will he put the Dragula in the movie and also the song Dragula, which is about the Munsters car, the Dragula?
I think in the most recent Twitter thing, I think he showed a picture of the Dragula.
Nice. What if this is his version of Robert Rodriguez doing Spy Kids as a kids film, kid and family film?
And Spy Kids was a great movie.
Spy Kids was great. At least the first one was really good. And the other ones existed, and Machete was in them.
Yeah.
Machete.
He was. Danny Trejo's character was Machete.
He was in
that.
there from the beginning.
Yeah. He was in there before Machete.
He's their uncle.
Yeah.
He's Uncle Machete.
I've never watched Spy Kids, so
The first one is
The
good.
first one's really good, and the other ones exist.
I worked in the theater when they were out.
I saw it in theaters when it came out. I mean, I was the right age to go see Spy Kids.
Oh, yeah. So what if this is that? What if this is the Rob Zombie equivalent of kids film or family film, where it has kind of a sharp edge here and there, but for the most part is just kind of.
He's like, I'm tired of doing, gory horror movies, so I want to do this, this soft project.
Or maybe it's Baby's first horror movie, where it's kind of a entry level for like pre-teens to get into horror.
Could be.
Who knows?
It could go any way.
Yeah, I'm following this. I love the Munsters. I really enjoy the Munsters. I almost said a lie. I almost said that I like the Munsters more than the Addams Family.
Oh no,
I don't.
Oh no.
But I think the power gap between the two is a lot closer than it is with a lot of folks. I almost put them right next to each other. It's like number 1 is Addams Family, number 1A or number 1B is it's Munsters. They're right there.
I could see that.
All right, so some other news we have here. There was an announcement for a Predator prequel.
Yep. It's called Prey, and it's basically the Predator race, whatever they're called. I'm not sure if it's ever been actually said what they're called.
Predators.
The Predators. showing up on like, I'm not sure if it's prehistoric Earth or what, but it's like, low tech, indigenous people style humans.
It's going to fight Turok.
Turok the Predator Hunter.
I am Turok.
But no, that'd be kind of neat that they're going to kind of roll it back a little bit.
It's been a while since they've done a Predator movie.
Is it Predator Babies?
With a cameo with Xenomorph Baby.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might watch it. I mean, I've watched every other Predator movie, no matter how bad it was.
And boy, there are more bad than good.
Yep. Pretty much the good stops at Predator 2.
Arguably, it stops at Predator 2.
I'm trying to come up with lyrics for the Muppet Babies theme, but Predator Babies, and I'm not getting anywhere.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry.
it's yeah. You know what? You made the attempt. You made the attempt. Predator Prey. That sounds cool. Do you think it's? I hope it's like the Predator sees how low tech the people they are hunting are, and they decide, you know what, we're going to go down to their level. We're going to make this a fair fight.
I mean, that's on brand for the Predator.
Because I don't want to watch 2 hours of missiles blowing up indigenous cavemen. That would not be fun to me.
To be fair,
I mean, a part of it might be fun to me, but not the majority of it.
To be fair, though, Ewoks killed stormtroopers with rocks and sticks.
That's true.
And Arnold Schwarzenegger did go pretty low tech at the end of the first Predator.
Yeah.
That's how he evaded the Predator.
That's true. That's true.
Or maybe the Predator will they'll see potential in the human race to be a worthy foe or a worthy quarry or whatever, and jumpstart technology for the human race.
The end of the movie is going to be like, this was a good hunt. We'll be back later.
That's the sound they make.
No, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the Predator series. They haven't done a good video game in a long time.
I've never seen any of them.
Really?
Really?
I'm not surprised.
I mean, I shouldn't be. Anyway.
Yeah. I wish they had kept working on that isometric 4v1 Predators
I thought it
game.
came out.
Did it?
I thought it came out.
I remember it had some issues.
We'll have to go back and look that up.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. So speaking of movies with big explosions and whatnot, Transformers: Rise of the Beasts got an official delay.
Oh boy!
So you're
is
gonna
it
have to wait
a delay, or are we getting a reprieve from having to see it?
You know what? I'm gonna say it's a reprieve. I mean, listen,
Hey, Bumblebee was good. I liked Bumblebee.
That's true, but this is back to basics Transformers with yeah. Listen, I want to see the Beast Machines, the Beasties, because you couldn't say Beast Wars in Canada. That was called Transformers Beasties.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So I want to see the Beasties as much as anyone else.
Which is weird because the whole unless it has a completely different theme song, because the whole theme song is like Beast Wars.
I'm sure they got the Beastie Boys to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those Predacons were going to sabotage.
But there's not a whole lot of news with this one.
Yeah,
it's just
I
that they're
mean,
getting pushed back. But
boy,
it reminds me that it exists.
Yeah, but it's probably going to look like straight hot. They can't even do cars right. How are they going to do robots that turn into animals?
That's a great question. I have no clue.
Because the Dinobots looked like trash.
That's true. It's a whole new design for them to really do something weird and terrible.
They all look like just garbage on a
and when they're all fighting on the screen, you can't tell who's what.
It's like nothing.
It's like watching snakes mate. You can't tell where one end ends.
It's like watching two junkyard piles roll into each other.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
I hate. I'm just gonna say it. I as much as I love the Transformers, I hate the live action movies. They're terrible.
I agree.
I don't even like Transformers. I don't even like the regular Transformers, really.
I mean, it has a place in my heart because I'm super nostalgic for it because it's a big part of my childhood.
Yeah, it
like
was
Ninja Turtles. It's a huge part of my childhood.
That's more rose-colored glasses than anything. A lot.
I mean, I have gone back and rewatched the old cartoon at times, and it is rough.
It's
Between
not, yeah,
just bad storylines, the 80s, and cheap animation, especially toward the end.
Sure.
There's definitely some good stories in the original run of the cartoon.
Sure.
I'll give it that.
A couple.
But like going back to rewatch this stuff, I did not have nearly as much fun with Transformers as I did like G.I. Joe or He-Man.
Yeah. No, I'll agree with that there for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of delays, Valve's Steam Deck handheld system is also getting delayed.
It's Switch PC.
Yeah. Not surprised at all with this thing. That's why I didn't back it.
Well, I mean, given the global, microprocessor chip shortage, I'm not surprised at all. I mean, it's affecting everything. It affects my work. It affects
everything. Sure. Yeah.
I mean,
when I saw it, I initially thought, oh, that's pretty cool. I kind of want that. But then I realized I was looking at the news for it on a laptop that I own that's really good.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I guess I don't really need this.
yeah, I don't have this horrible need to go play, I don't know, Rome Total War on the go.
Yeah, if I'm playing a PC game, I'm in there for a while.
Yeah, I'm invested to sit there.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
It's not a pickup. There are very few PC games that I would consider pick up and play.
And if there are, I can probably get them on the Switch.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. Yep. All right. Well, hey, listen, we are kind of getting down to the nitty gritty here. So let's go ahead and switch over to Disney Plus Day news.
Oh, boy.
So,
all hail your Disney overlord.
Yep.
Sounds about right.
Pretty much. Yep. Here comes the mouse.
Please thank the mouse for what he's giving you, everyone.
Or I'll give you a cease and desist.
Please clap.
It's like in Shrek when Farquaad makes a joke and he's got the guy with the applause sign.
The applause sign, yes.
Please clap for the following announcement.
So let's talk about the non-Marvel stuff. We'll wrap up with the Marvel stuff.
That's hard because there's a lot filtered in there.
They're kind of all over the place, but we're just going to go through. So Willow, they're doing a Willow series.
I guess.
Josh.
And
you seem like the type that would be into the Willow.
Why? Is it because I'm short?
No, it's because you own a lot of weapons, but also because you're short.
I don't own a lot of weapons.
That's the LARP.
Fake ones.
You are
padded ones.
You are kind of short, and you have lots of LARP weapons.
Okay, I mean
Willow.
It's fantasy. Yeah, I do love the original Willow. It's been a long time since I watched it.
Was I wrong?
It's a good movie.
It is a good. I'm surprised you've seen it.
I have seen.
Anyway,
for some reason, we watched it in my 8th grade science class.
Oh, nice.
The teacher just like, you guys want to watch the best movie of all time? And I went, Star Wars? And then he went, close.
But not really.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And then we watched Willow for like two periods.
Isn't that like Val Kilmer's like one of his first movies or something?
Yeah, one of his, yeah.
One of his early ones.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, tell me about a Willow.
Warwick Davis is back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they released the cast or whatever for the new
Yeah,
Willow.
they didn't like show anything. It was just like Warwick Davis walking around and a bunch of trailers on the set or something.
Yeah, that's gonna be the kind of the running theme with a lot of these announcements. There's like a
I almost said Warwick Davis walking around a trailer park, which would be wild.
I mean,
a bold new direction for Willow too.
I mean, that's some time jump.
Yeah.
Willow's back and he's not doing so hot.
I mean, the Daikini came in and did a bunch of gentrification.
He's been trying to get this sequel off the ground for the longest time, and here it comes. And his life's about to change for the better?
Willow kicks open the door of a trailer with a mullet and a six-pack in his hand.
Bush Light.
All right.
He has a baby, but it's a different baby.
It's a different baby.
It's not the Daikini baby.
Yeah.
He's still throwing acorns that explode.
Get off my property!
All right, other stuff. Ice Age, which is a weird one because it wasn't originally a Disney franchise, but apparently now it is.
Well, apparently, I think Disney acquired Blue Sky Studios
they did.
probably when the Fox thing happened.
It was part of the Fox thing.
So yeah, and so they dissolved that studio, and now they're deciding they want to make the 6th Ice Age movie. The Adventures of Buck Wild, one of the later characters.
I saw the first one. I thought it was dumb, and then I never went back.
The humans in that movie look real bad.
Yeah, they don't look great.
Especially that baby.
Uh-huh. So are they getting all the voices back? Will we be hearing the dulcet tones of Ray Romano?
I mean, you see his character. I mean, I didn't really watch the trailer, but I saw in the opening thing that you see his character, you see Dennis Leary's.
Oh, that's
Saber-tooth
right. That
tiger,
is Dennis
yeah.
Leary, isn't
Yeah.
it?
And John Leguizamo is the sloth, right?
Because he's
Yeah.
not doing anything
Yeah.
currently.
He's busy being mad he's not Luigi anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
And if he would have been Luigi again,
I'd have been fine with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want to see Charlie Day do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, Charlie Day's the better pick, obviously, but
I don't know. It's kind of like it's a series that I have had zero attachment to. I saw the first movie and I was like, oh, okay. And then they kept making them and I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Oh, this still exists.
It just
Why?
sucks that Disney said, okay, you're all fired and your company's gone.
And now we're going to take your stuff.
Yeah, now we're going to take your toys and make our own movie.
Yeah.
I mean, the story looks interesting because like the whole premise is like a hole splits open in the earth or something, and they find
The Hollow Earth.
the Lost World, like Sir Arthur Conan Doyle style, the Lost World, where a bunch of dinosaurs escaped the mass extinction event.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Ice Age was always so not Disney, too.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like like a DreamWorks movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always thought it was DreamWorks, honestly, until
I kinda
you
did,
said it was
too.
Blue Sky. I always thought it was part of the DreamWorks thing. Okay, we got to rattle through these non-Disney, these non-Marvel stuff here. Tiana, which is a show based off of The Princess and the Frog.
Yep, she's going back to the prince's home country and having adventures, I guess.
That's cool. Princess and the Frog was a good movie.
Yes, it was.
And I always liked the villain,
Falcifer, the Voodoo Man.
the Voodoo Man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Keith David.
Yeah. That's why I liked him, because the
It's
voice
Keith
is
David.
great. Yeah.
Also, that's Friends on the Other Side is a great song.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it was a good villain song.
Rescue Rangers. They're doing a movie. We don't know if it's live action or partial live action or what it is. But
Okay.
you said who's in it?
Andy Samberg and John Mulaney are Chip and Dale, and you can figure out which one is which pretty easily.
Yep.
If you think about it for 2 seconds, you'll get there.
Uh-huh. Yep. Although it'd be interesting if they flip-flopped them. That would be kind of an interesting...
I'm honestly surprised they're doing a movie with the huge success they've had with like the DuckTales series and opening up its whole, Disney afternoon shared universe kind of thing.
Yeah. But, hey, that's cool. I'm here for it. Rescue Rangers were always up there with my...
Yeah, but they're also, I guess now thinking about it, there aren't humans in the DuckTales-esque universe.
No.
And Rescue Rangers do have humans.
They
Yeah.
do
So-
have humans. Yep.
Zootopia.
Zootopia.
A short-form Zootopia series called Zootopia Plus is coming, and I imagine it's just going to be more stories from that world that is primed to have more stories told in it.
Sure.
I mean, it's fine. I love Zootopia. When that
Yeah.
movie first came out, I was all about it. I love the message it tells. It's a great movie. Cool.
Hocus Pocus 2, it exists.
There's a picture,
Officially, yeah, it's not a fever dream anymore.
There's
Yeah.
pictures of those witches, and they look the same.
Virtually, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, so Marvel stuff.
Oh,
Again,
so much.
a lot of Marvel stuff, but a lot of it is just, here's a name of something.
Pretty much.
We're going to move on. The first couple that we're going to talk about actually have little clips. The first one up was Moon Knight, starring
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaacs as Mark Spector, the one-time adventurer, Egyptian grave robber, basically.
Yeah, you're Nathan Drake.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana
yeah.
Jones, who is maybe possibly possessed by the Egyptian god Khonshu, or maybe just has schizophrenia. but
the comics flip flop all the time on it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you never know what it is.
It's like the Joker origin story. You never know.
Moon Knight is Marvel's Batman, but is actually crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like they lean real hard into the crazy.
I just hope they do a decent job. If they go the mental illness route, that they do a decent job.
That is a fine line.
They're gonna walk a real fine line, and it's gonna be difficult to not upset people if they do not, portray mental illness in decent
honestly,
enough
I think
light. But they're probably gonna go with the actual possession of.
Yeah, that'd be the safe route.
Everyone else thinks he's crazy, but he is actually hearing the voice of a dead
Kinda
Egyptian
like-
god in his head.
Kind of like Venom.
Yeah.
Or at least the first half of Venom.
Yeah. She-Hulk. They had a couple of clips. We didn't actually get to see the full She-Hulk, but I'll tell you what, the back of her calves sure do look like She-Hulk.
And they are green.
They are green, and she is kind of muscular.
And she has the right costume.
She has the right costume on. Tatiana Maslany, she from Orphan Black, seems like she's going to do a good job as Jennifer Walters.
And Mark Ruffalo is actually in it.
Mark Ruffalo's in it. I said off mic with you guys, when they initially cast Tatiana Maslany as Jennifer Walters, I was like, I don't know. She doesn't really seem like She-Hulk. But seeing both her and Mark Ruffalo on screen next together, I can understand why they cast her, because she does look like she would be related to
Mark Ruffalo.
Because She-Hulk is the Hulk's cousin who needed a blood transfusion. Got it from
from Bruce
Banner and gained Hulk powers, basically.
And not, like I've seen in a lot of Facebook comments, some SJW thing.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I've actually seen comments where somebody was like, Stan Lee would be rolling in his grave. It's like, he co-created She-Hulk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
the other clip of something that had an actual clip. There's a tiny bit of Ms. Marvel.
Yep.
There's not much to say. She looks like the character.
And I love how she's wearing like a Halloween store-esque Captain Marvel costume.
It's definitely the G. Willow Wilson Ms. Marvel.
The only thing is they're changing the way her powers work. She does not stretch and elongate like she. In the comics, Ms. Marvel is kind of like Mr. Fantastic. She can elongate her limbs and embiggen, yeah. But in this, she can create. It's almost like a Green Lantern effect, but based solely on making her like arms and legs seem longer than they are. Like it's like an energy field that extends her. It's okay.
So it doesn't. They don't want it to look silly.
They don't want to look silly. Okay, imagine in D&D you have
Mage Hand.
It's kind of like she has Mage Hand, if that makes sense. Kind of giant magic hands and legs that come out of her existing hands and legs.
I don't love that.
I don't either, but I can understand why they're doing it.
Yeah, because it's gonna look silly, but also I kind of like the fact that it looks silly.
Yeah, I want to see her make her like a big stupid fist and punch somebody through a wall.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. In the comics, she made her legs super big so she could walk across a river carrying Wolverine on her back because he can't swim because he's got metal bones.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, flying through the rest of these. Hawkeye's not even out, and they've already made a spin-off show called Echo. Echo is what if Daredevil was a Latina who was deaf instead of blind, but basically the same power. She has a photographic memory. She's kind of like a Taskmaster a little bit in that way.
And also, canonically in the comics, Clint is deaf.
In one ear at least. Yes. Marvel Zombies. Spin-off of the What If cartoon series. Looks pretty cool.
I hated the Marvel Zombies.
Though I'm telling you, the What If episode is good.
I know, but I hated the comics.
They officially announced the spin-off of WandaVision, Agatha,
House of Harkness.
House of Harkness. Great.
Yeah, sure.
Catherine Hahn was the best part of WandaVision.
I'll watch Catherine Hahn be a mean witch all day. That's fine.
Put her in Hocus Pocus too. It fit.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It fit.
That'd be a fun little Easter egg.
That would be
it?
great. They're doing an animated Baymax from Big Hero 6 TV show, striking while the iron is ice cold.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love Big Hero 6. That movie is great.
I do too,
It
but
tugs
it
at my
is-
heartstrings. It's been a while.
It's been a long time. Sequel series to Loki 2.
That's been a known
That's been a
quantity.
known thing. What If season 2? That's kind of a known thing.
Secret Invasion.
Secret
I
Invasion.
don't know what that is.
Okay,
Skrulls.
That is going to deal with Nick Fury and Skrulls. It's probably going to be Nick Fury and Talos and a couple of other good Skrulls are going to be going up against a
a group of bad
a
Skrulls.
group of bad Skrulls, which would be interesting if they used the dire wraiths, the magic-y magic Skrulls that came from Rom Space Knight.
Oh, yeah.
That would be super awesome. It's not going to happen. It'd be super awesome.
I mean, in the comics, there was like this whole thing, like, why were these superheroes acting out of character? And
Yeah.
Because that was like right after Civil War and stuff like that. And it turned out to be most of them were Skrulls.
Right, yeah. Let's see. Ironheart, which is about Riri Williams, a girl, young woman who built her own Iron Man armor.
With stolen parts from other Iron Man armors.
Yep.
And Tony Stark's like, hey, I like the cut of your jib.
Yeah, here, let me just give you a suit of armor or let me give you the tools to actually build your armor.
And it's basically going to fill the Iron Man void.
Yep, and I have a feeling she's going to fill the void of a Young Avengers that they're going to remove Iron Lad.
Oh, yeah, because Iron Lad was basically just Ultron.
No, Iron
Or
Lad
Vision.
Kang.
Oh,
He was the teen
Iron
version
Lad
of
is
King.
a terrible name.
It's a terrible name. But be ready for backlash with Ironheart because Ironheart is a African
woman of color.
A teenage woman of color, and people are going to say, "Oh, they're replacing my Iron Man with a black girl."
Because,
And-
they haven't read comics in the last, 10 years.
Yeah.
Exactly. This character's been around for like 10 years. I Am Groot, children's show starring Baby Groot.
Awesome.
Cool. My mom's going to love it.
Always need more Groot.
Spider-Man
Freshman year.
Animated Spider-Man series.
And it looks like the Spider-Man, the teenage Spider-Man that they're using, looks like the one from the 60s.
yeah.
So, yeah, it's cool. He has like the flat top and the thick glasses and everything. It looks awesome.
I hope he wears the sweater vest.
Along with that, they are revisiting the X-Men animated series from the 90s
Yes.
with X-Men 97. And you know what I have to say about that?
Professor.
I'm about it.
I am too.
It's something that I never thought they would actually do, and I'm so glad that they're actually going back there.
I never thought they would go back to this. But you know what?
This one's for you, Mark.
I hope they get all the voice actors back if they're still alive.
They'll get most of them. Let's see. Was there anything else? I think we covered it.
No, I think that was it.
I think we got it.
Did it.
We did it. We made it through, and we're right at time. So we got to wrap things up. Thank you for listening to Nerd Overload. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Patreon at Nerd Overload Now.
You can send us an email at staff@nerdoverload.com. I would give you a prompt here, but I can't think of one. You can also give us a call on the Nerd Overload hotline, 586-372-8020. Leave us a message, and we might play it on the show.
That's right. And you can also find all of our back episodes on various podcast apps such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. And finally, I'd like to thank David Pencil for the use of our intro and outro. You can find more of his stuff over at davidpencil.com. So again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back next week.
Here's a prompt for you. Are you House Adams or House Munster?
Oh, that's a good one.
Good one.